Dr. Ron Daniels dropped wisdom you won't hear anywhere else on leadership, reparations, Malcolm X, and the future of black communities. Watch the full powerful reasoning only on www.ineverknewtv.com premium. You always advocate for critical thinking. What advice would you give people to think critically in this time of social media?
Well, that's a difficult one because I think that you have to somehow illustrate it. And this is why I love teaching. I love being in the classroom. Um, I miss it really because I was able to demonstrate it. Because in some ways you have to demonstrate it, and I do it in my radio show as best I can by trying to point out things that people should be addressing and looking at. Um, so I think it becomes more difficult today because there's so much misinformation in the internet, and they'll take stuff on the internet. Somebody wrote something, and they just because it was on the internet, they'll assume that it was correct. Find credible organizations in the black community to bounce information off. First of all, go to multiple sources. Don't just read one source. Read multiple sources. What are other people saying about that odd idea, that theory that seems a little bit strange? I mean, if it strikes you as a little bit strange, you may be attracted to it, and you should have skeptical. I mean, a part of critical thinking is to be skeptical, is to question, right? But you have to back that up because there's a methodology to everything, and a part of that methodology is to do multiple checking. And by the way, I always say to my students, always look at the opposing view. So even if somebody and if the people are doing climate deniers, and I believe in global, check out the other side. Hear what they're saying. What are they saying? Is there a kernel of anything in there that you can believe in or even adjust it? Sometimes you find something that you can deal with. For example, this quack who's heading up the National Health and Human Services. This whole thing of taking the dyes out of food is a damn good thing. I'll give him credit for that. So in other words, it's not you have to be able to say that that part is good. Whether however he got around to it, if you read up and read up, they'll say this we're just putting ingesting too much of that stuff into our system.
You brought up a great point, right? And I think this is a skill set people need to develop. If they disagree with someone, it's an absolute disagreement and they disregard every other aspect. And you still have to be open to people's arguments on other things despite you disagreeing on that one aspect of it.
Right.
I think that's what goes on. Like, you said something I don't like, so from now on, anything you say, I disagree with it.
No, you
And I
can't
think
do
that's
that.
people's
You
approach.
can't do that. I mean, you have to. It's a case by case thing. In fact, in my classroom, very often, I would put out a false scenario as a teacher because I'm an authority figure. I put out a false scenario. I'm just walking across them. Blah, 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 so on and so on. Then I stop in a minute and say, "Y'all believe that?" Yeah. I said, why did you believe that? That's just totally false. How come you didn't ask me a question about it? I would do that deliberately. You see what I'm saying? To force them. And then I would show if you're looking at something, I confess, I am from the liberal progressive side. Examine what conservatives are saying. Because not everything they're saying or not every idea is necessarily a bad idea. But take the good idea and within the overall and add that to your thing, and so you have to look at, but you also need to know the other idea so you know how you can combat it, how you can contest it. If you don't know what it is, you can't contest it.